Take a look around your room. How much of it do you actually own? You used to own your movies on DVD. Now you rent them from Netflix, and they can delete them whenever they want. You used to own your software. Now you pay Adobe $60 a month forever. You used to own your car. Now companies want you to subscribe to heated seats. This is not convenience. This is the death of ownership. The world is shifting to a model where you are a permanent renter, a digital serf. If you stop paying, you lose everything: your music, your storage, your tools. You cannot build wealth if you have monthly payments draining your bank account for things you never actually keep. Want to know how to escape the subscription trap? Keep watching The Death of Ownership. I want you to try a mental exercise. Look around the room you are sitting in right now. Identify 5 things that you truly 100% own. It used to be easy. 30 years ago, if you handed cash across a counter, the transaction was absolute. You bought a movie and that physical tape was yours until it turned to dust. You bought a car and you could drive it, modify it, or fix it yourself in your garage. You bought software and it lived on your computer forever, asking for nothing more than the electricity to run it. But that world has been quietly deleted. We are currently living through the most aggressive economic experiment in human history. It is a silent war against the concept of private property. But they didn't take your things by force. They didn't kick down your door. They tricked you. They rebranded ownership as a burden and sold you access as freedom. They told you that owning things is old-fashioned. They promised you the convenience of the cloud, the infinite library of Spotify, and the ease of automatic updates. But here is the dark truth they kept out of the brochure. When you trade ownership for access, you stop being a customer. You become a user. A customer has rights. A user has terms and conditions. A customer holds the asset. A user is the asset. This shift wasn't an accident. It was engineered in boardrooms by executives who realized a terrifying flaw in the old capitalist model. If they made a product too good, you would only buy it once. And for Wall Street, a one-time sale is a failure. They don't want your money once. They want a percentage of your labor every single month until the day you die. Welcome to the subscription economy, or as I call it, the systematic deletion of your wealth, the algorithm of greed. To truly understand why this trap was set, you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a CEO. In the old world, running a business was actually difficult. Every quarter, you started at zero. You had to convince millions of people to open their wallets and buy your product all over again. If you stopped innovating, you stopped eating. It was a system that forced companies to serve you, the customer. But for Wall Street, this unpredictability was a nightmare. Investors hate uncertainty. They don't want to bet on whether your next product will be a hit. They want a guarantee. They want to know with mathematical precision exactly how much cash they can extract from the population next month, next year, and 10 years from now. So they invented a new metric, a metric that became the holy grail of modern capitalism, MRR, monthly recurring revenue. The moment this metric took over, the goal of business changed. The mission was no longer make a great product. The mission became build a better trap. The most famous example of this betrayal is Adobe. For decades, Adobe sold Photoshop as a product in a box. You paid around $700 and you owned that version forever. It was expensive, yes, but it was an asset. If you used it for 7 years, your cost was $100 a year. But in 2013, Adobe looked at the math and realized they were leaving money on the table. They killed the box. They killed ownership. They forced every single designer, photographer, and artist in the world onto the Creative Cloud. Instead of paying $700 once, you now pay $50 a month. It sounds cheaper, right? $50 is less than $700. That is how they get you. They lower the barrier to entry, but they remove the exit. Do the math. Over 10 years, that same software now costs you $6,000. That is nearly 10 times the original price. Did the software get 10 times better? No. But the business model did. And once Wall Street saw Adobe's stock price explode, the infection spread. Suddenly, every company on Earth wanted a piece of your monthly paycheck. HP started selling ink subscriptions. BMW started trying to charge a monthly fee for heated seats. Hardware that was already installed in the car you bought. They are no longer selling you the car. They are renting you the experience of driving it. They are stripping the product for parts and selling them back to you, one monthly fee at a time. The kill switch. But the financial cost, the monthly bleeding of your bank account, is actually the least terrifying part of the story. The real danger isn't that you are paying more. The real danger is that you have lost control. In the era of ownership, you had power. If you bought a car, it was your property. You could drive it anywhere, fix it yourself, and no one could stop you. But in the subscription economy, you are handing the keys to your life to a corporation thousands of miles away. And they have installed a kill switch. Take the automotive industry. Ford has actually filed a patent for a system that allows your car to repossess itself. If you miss a payment, the car can disable your air conditioning. It can lock you out. In extreme cases, it could literally drive itself away to an impound lot. Think about that. You're sitting in a machine you paid for, but the manufacturer decides if it starts. And it's not just cars, it's your memories, it's your library. Last year, PlayStation announced they were removing over 1,000 titles from users' libraries because of a licensing dispute with Discovery. People who had paid full price for these shows simply woke up one day, and they were gone. No refund, no apology. Just deleted. This is the reality of being an authorized user. You don't own the movie, you own a temporary license to watch it. You don't own the software, you own a revocable permission slip. You don't own the smart home hub that controls your lights. You are just renting server time. We are building a society where you exist entirely at the mercy of a terms of service agreement. An agreement you didn't read, can't negotiate, and which allows them to change the rules of your life at any moment. If Amazon decides you violated a policy, they can wipe your Kindle. If Google decides you are a risk, they can lock you out of your email, your photos, and your documents forever. In this new world, you are not a citizen. You are a tenant. And eviction is just one click away. The ultimate subscription. If this business model was limited to your entertainment and your car, we might be able to survive it. But the subscription model is hungry. It needs to grow. And now it has found the ultimate asset to devour, the American home. For the last 100 years, homeownership was the foundation of the middle class. It was the only way normal people could build real wealth. You paid a mortgage for 30 years, and at the end, you owned an asset worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was your safety net. It was your retirement. But Wall Street has realized that a homeowner is a useless consumer. A homeowner eventually stops paying. So the giants have entered the chat. Right now, massive investment firms like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street are buying up single-family homes by the tens of thousands. They aren't buying them to flip them. They are buying them to hold them forever. They enter neighborhoods with infinite cash, outbid normal families by 20% or 30%, and instantly turn those homes into permanent rental properties. They are transforming neighborhoods into company towns. The goal is a future where homeownership is a luxury reserved for the ultra-rich, while the rest of us are forced into housing as a service. Think about the terminology. They don't call it feudalism, they call it the build-to-rent revolution. But the math is the same. When you rent, you are paying a subscription fee to survive. You are paying 30%, 40%, maybe 50% of your income every single month and receiving zero equity in return. You are paying someone else's mortgage. You are building someone else's empire. This is the end game of the subscription trap. They want a world where you own nothing. Not your car, not your media, and not your home. Because if you own nothing, you have to pay them for everything. You become a battery, a source of perpetual energy for the financial system, running on a treadmill until the day you expire, escaping the cage. So here's the brutal reality. The trap has been set. The corporations, the banks, and the subscription giants have built a world where it is incredibly easy to be a consumer and incredibly hard to be an owner. But it is not impossible. If you want to escape the subscription trap, you have to become a radical. You have to declare war on the monthly payment. Step 1 is the simplicity audit. Go through your bank statement this weekend. Look at every single recurring charge. If a subscription is not making you money or bringing you immense, undeniable joy, kill it. Be ruthless. Netflix, Spotify, the gym you never go to, cut the cord. Every dollar you free up is a dollar you can use to buy your freedom. Step 2. Prioritize ownership. When you have a choice, choose the hard path. Buy the physical book. Buy the software with a perpetual license, even if it's an older version. Save up and buy a used car with cash instead of leasing a new one for status. Reject the upgrade culture. You don't need the new iPhone every September. You need a phone that you own, debt-free. And finally, the most important step, build your own assets. The only way to win in a world of renters is to be on the other side of the equation. Take the money you save from canceling your subscriptions and invest it. Buy stocks. Buy index funds. Start a side business. Buy real estate. Stop feeding their machine and start building your own. Because in the end, true wealth isn't about having access to everything in the world. It's about needing permission from no one. The door to the cage is open. You just have to be brave enough to walk out.